Like throughout my career and stuff, it's like when you celebrate the achievement so much, it's like you almost lose that drive.
100%.
Like when you hit that goal, like perfect, but now what, right?
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? Just cross it off your list and then just go to the beach and sip margaritas, right? Like you want to be in a state where you're constantly improving, and that's what I like about trading is there's so many, it's infinite levels. Honestly, it's just constantly trying to improve and be more efficient in everything that you're doing, right?
Yeah, we're all never-ending students of the market.
Yeah.
You know, no matter how good you get, there's always a way. And
Trading psychology. Your worst enemy isn't fear or greed, it's hope. Fear keeps you out of good trades, greed gets you into bad ones quickly. But hope makes you hold losers, hope makes you add to failing positions, hope turns a $100 loss into a $1,000 disaster. Because hope tells you the market owes you something. That because you did your analysis, because you followed your rules, because you really need this trade to work, somehow the market will deliver. It won't. The market doesn't operate on fairness, it operates on probability. And probability doesn't care about your hopes. The best traders I know don't operate on hope. They enter every trade expecting to lose. That's not pessimism, that's realism. Because when you expect nothing from the market, it won't disappoint you. When you're prepared for the worst, everything else feels like a gift. Hope is expensive in this game, but reality is profitable. Choose wisely.
So like, what is holding you back the most? I think every trader is going to have a different pain point that's holding them back. And if you can't change that, then you're never going to be able to make improvements. And that's kind of where you have to go from having the fixed mindset, thinking that I'm a bad trader, I can never figure this out, to having the growth mindset, curiosity. I have this really bad issue that's holding me back. Well, how do I fix it? The curiosity is what's going to drive your improvement. When you start questioning those things, it's like, these are all the pain points. How do I tackle it? Whether that's reading books, whether it's watching podcast videos, maybe the system or strategy that you're looking up doesn't resonate with you. It's all just trial and error. But when you're going through that trial and error period, really just try and narrow in and focus on a couple things at a time.
90% of traders fail. It's not because they can't read charts. It's because they can't read themselves. They think trading is about predicting price movement, but it's really about managing your own psychology under pressure. How do you react when you're wrong? How do you behave when you're right? How do you handle uncertainty? That's what matters, because the trader who can't take a loss will die by 1,000 cuts. The trader who can't hold a winner will never get rich. And the trader who needs certainty will never take a trade. Your personality is your P&L. That's why technical analysis only gets you 20% of the way there. The other 80% though, that's all mental. The real war is between your ears, and until you win that, you'll keep losing every battle. Secret to making $100,000 a year trading, it's not what you think. It's not some strategy, it's not leveraging prop firms, and it's not risking more. It's learning to be bored. Professional trading looks nothing like what you see on social media. There's no adrenaline, it's not anything like Wolf of Wall Street. It's just some killers waiting for their setup, waiting for their exit, and waiting for the next opportunity. Now compare this with yourself. You can't handle the quiet. You have to create action. You have to run a good strategy into the ground. Also, you can feel engaged and feel like you traded. Look, patience isn't just a gimmick in trading, it's the only edge that matters, because the day you can sit in front of a chart and take 0 trades is the day you're going to turn into those killers I'm talking about. The ones not only clearing 100K, but 500K, a million a year. So go crush it.
Super overconfident, that's usually when I get burned the most. For me, it's like a fine line. Like when you're hot, you want to stay hot. But it's like, at some point, you're going to get fatigued. I just get tired and lazy on the charts. I stop following the routine because it feels like it's too easy, or you're basically printing money. And I think when I start breaking my routine, that's usually like the first sign that I'm going to kind of probably have a bad day.
The key, you'd already be profitable, but it's not. If anything, it only makes things worse, and here's why. Study, overthink, hesitate, and repeat. That's the loop. See, you study a new setup and you try and trade it the next moment. But once price starts moving, you start second guessing yourself. What if I'm forcing it? What if this isn't the cleanest entry? What if I'm missing a better trade somewhere else? So you freeze, you wait, and then you either FOMO and late, or you watch it leave without you. After that, the self-talk kicks in. I need to journal more. Maybe I should try a different system. It's probably my psychology. I'll reread that mindset thread. So you reset, recalibrate, and study again. Another video, another strategy, another day stuck in the same cycle, calling it growth. But deep down, you're just spinning in one place. Not because you don't know enough, but because you haven't built trust in a system long enough to let it work. Most traders never make it. And it's not their strategy, it's not their indicators, it's not that they don't want it bad enough, it's that they can't sit with the discomfort of doing the same boring thing every day. They crave excitement, fast money, and big flips, but real trading, the kind that actually pays you, it's quiet, it's systematic, and it's repetitive. See, I run the same routine every day and every week. Same checklist, same watch list, and the same setups. And when the moment comes, I execute without second guessing or hesitation. You know how long it took to build that?
almost 14 years. That's what people don't see. They see my $2.5 million payout and say, I could do that too. But they wouldn't last a week in the process it takes to earn it. This isn't about being smarter. It's not about finding the secret. It's about doing the right thing over and over long after it stops being exciting. And that's exactly what most people run from. The hardest part of trading is, it's not the entries, it's not the exits, it's not the risk management. It's sitting there, fully knowing what you're supposed to do and still not doing it. That's the real war. Not between you and the market, but between you and yourself. You've studied the charts, you know the plan, you've journaled, back tested, built your rules, and then in one moment, you throw it all out for a setup you know you're not supposed to take. Why? Because trading isn't just execution, it's emotional exposure. Every time you sit in front of the chart, it shows you who you are and who you're not ready to be yet. That's why most traders don't lose to the market. They lose to the version of themselves that doesn't want to wait, that doesn't want to be wrong, that still thinks the next trade will fix what's broken. So if you're stuck in that loop right now, it's not about getting sharper, it's about getting still. It's not about knowing more, it's about doing less and doing it better. Because in this game, discipline isn't built during the trade, it's built in all the moments where you choose not to take one. Talks about this part of trading. You start thinking you need to learn more setups, more indicators, more rules, but after a while you realize it's not what you need to learn. It's about what you need to unlearn. Unlearning the idea that more screen time equals more success. Because silence makes you uncomfortable. The market doesn't need more from you, it needs less. Less noise, less reaction, less need to control every candle. And when you finally start stripping all that back, you realize the edge wasn't in your system, it was in your ability to sit with nothing and still feel like you're doing enough. So no, the real curve isn't about gaining more knowledge, it's about dropping the baggage. Trading to win, but deep down, you're trading to fix your life. And that's why it feels so heavy. That's why every loss feels like a setback in your identity, not just in your account. You're tying your self-worth to the outcome of the next trade and calling it discipline. But I'm here to tell you that it's not. It's desperation. I know because I did it too. Charts open all day, staring at price like it owes me something. One win and I feel high, one loss and I'm looking for jobs again. And that's not trading, that's pressure disguised as purpose. It took me years to realize this, but to win, you need to trade from peace of mind. Clear setup, clear mind, clear reason. Not to impress your family, not to make back what you lost, and not to escape your 9 to 5. And when you finally can do that, that's when the pressure drops and the money starts coming to you. Because the market doesn't pay pressure, it pays precision and it pays peace. Full-time trader, we know we're gonna have drawdown periods throughout the year. It's how do we deal with those drawdowns and claw out of them. A simple strategy that I employ for all my trading is when I go on a string of losers, I try and cut my risk in half. So if I take a full loss, I cut my risk in half. If I take a second loss, I cut my risk in half again. The point of doing this is so you can flatline your equity curve and sustain those long losing streaks. If you do this, I promise you're going to see more consistency in protecting your mental and your account capital and avoid blowing up in the future. If you know somebody that needs to hear this tip, make sure you share it with them right now.
Before you're making money, just because it's boring, don't change it. A lot of people probably get bored and they want to change something. I actually talked about it with Angelo. He said some of our traders, they go from profitably scalping or swing trading euro, and then the next month, now they're scalping gold. Well, why are they doing that? Like, you made money last month doing one thing. Why are you doing this now?